So if you're thinking about a career switch or your next opportunity, I'm here to tell you, go for it. My first real job was working at an authorized Apple reseller as a sales guy, and I loved it. The iPhone had just come out. I got to play with all the MacBook Pros and Mac Minis, and I was teaching all the new customers about all the tech that was out there. Then unfortunately, in 2008, the recession hit and I got laid off. This propelled me into another career in retail where I was a security guard. And for the next 13 years, I gave 110%, and I went from a part-time security guard all the way to store manager of a multi-million-dollar store. But at the same time, I was still heavily involved in tech. I was learning WordPress, Final Cut Pro, Photoshop, Illustrator, and I was building medical websites, cutting and shooting our church TV show, and I was taking apart computers and doing migrations for customers for my brother's company, Mike the Mac Tech. And after the pandemic hit and theft rose ridiculously in retail, that's when I decided I wanted to get back in the tech game. And in 2023, that's exactly what I did. It took me a while to wrap my head around changing careers because I had an amazing team, best one in Tucson. I love giving presentations every 3 to 6 months whenever the directors or vice presidents would come into town. And I loved applying all the stuff I was learning from books like the ones behind me. So I was like, I love tech, I love working on a team, I love presenting. Where do I go from here? I thought about doing insurance, but I ultimately decided that wasn't for me. And then I saw this guy named Cyrus on the Anthony O'Neill show. And they showed this video of him so happy and dancing, and he had broken into tech from a boot camp. And I was like, what is this? So he was a sales engineer, and his story is phenomenal. I'll link to it below. But more and more, I kept seeing advertisements for Bethel Tech, Course Careers, Careerist, and they just kept piling up. So I decided I was going to take action and make the switch, which led me to sign up for the bootcamp Course Careers, which is the best of both worlds, really. The move into tech sales has been great. I still get to work with a fantastic team. I'm still doing presentations, and I'm still reaching out to CEOs, chief information officers, vice presidents. And instead of walking the sales floor and trying to figure out the best way to make the store look great, I'm teaching people how our solution can make technology a revenue center for their business. Instead of optimizing the stockroom, I'm talking to you about optimizing your IT room. So it's pretty great. And it's remote. So I work from right here, right from home. It's fantastic. But in order to make this switch, especially after 13 years, I had to have a game plan. So what I do? Step 1, make sure you write it down. Don't just go and quit your job. Make sure you have a plan. 2, I recommend having at least 6 months to a year of savings. That way you don't have to worry about any of your bills during the transition or while you're on the job hunt. I also recommend having that amount of savings so you can actually walk away from your job and actively be pursuing your new career. One of the issues I was running into while I was still in retail was that I had to work. I'm full-time, I'm a manager, and I could not make the interviews. And at my level, there's usually about 4 interviews, and each one lasts about an hour. And so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna focus 100% on this pursuit. Step 3, I would say take the pursuit seriously, especially if you're coming out of a boot camp and you don't have experience in the field that you're wanting to go into. Every day, I got on my computer from 9 to 5, and I treated it just like a real job. That was a job hunt. I didn't get distracted by my friends wanting to hang out. I didn't sit around playing video games or watching TV. Nope, 9 to 5, I was working and studying up on companies that I saw had openings on LinkedIn, so that way I could have the best presentation possible when I got the interview. And I'll speak more on this at another time, but don't just mass apply on LinkedIn. Especially if you're trying to go into tech sales, you'll see that most of the applications have like 1,000 different people applying. You need to stand out, and there's definitely better ways to do that. 4, set goals for yourself. So I know not everyone has the mindset of, I'm gonna go to my computer, I'm gonna work like it's a job, but you still wanna take the steps to constantly be growing your mind so that you're ready for that opportunity. Most of the time when I wasn't working, I was filling my mind with podcasts or reading some of these great books up here, or I was watching YouTube videos about how other people broke into tech, or I was optimizing my LinkedIn and cover letters. Make sure that you're well prepared for your next step. That leads to number 5. Be analytical, but don't get so caught in, ooh, this sounds great, that sounds great, and then you don't take any action. Because what happens is you become a victim of paralysis by analysis. And so it's great to really amp yourself up and get motivated, but you still got to take action. I always like to shadow my great leaders. So if I had a leader that I really looked up to and I was an associate and I wanted to be a manager, I'm going to emulate what they do. If I'm a manager and I want to get to the next step of like a district manager, well, I'm mirroring and shadowing my district manager. I'm looking at the books they're reading. I'm asking for advice. Always try to aim to emulate the people that are one step ahead of you at where you want to go. And number 6, don't be afraid of failure. Nobody tells a baby to stop trying to learn how to walk just because they fell 100 times. No, you pick yourself up and you get stronger. You come back even more knowledgeable. The great Course Careers instructor, Trent Dressel, always says, fall in love with the process, detach from the results. And Alex Hermosi always says, if you do something long enough, it's unreasonable for you to fail at it. So 100%, keep at it. Number 7, you landed that job you want? Great. But keep your foot on the pedal. Don't stop just because you got the job. Continuously grow your mind, block out your hours, plan out your day. I always plan out my day. So from 5 a.m. to about 10 to 11 p.m., I know exactly what I'm doing every single day. I want to go to church? Plan it. I want to play Street Fighter? Plan it. I'm making lunch, dinner? Plan it. Have your time planned out because you know what? You don't get time back. The truth of the matter is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I don't want to have that regret knowing that I didn't at least try. So believe in yourself. It could be the best decision you ever made. If you're interested in what a boot camp like Course Careers can teach you, again, it took me 3 months. It was a quick process. You get certified at the end. They have 7 different courses. The one I took was tech sales, but they also have human resources, data analytics, digital advertising, UI, UX design. It's worth it. It's 100% worth it. So remember, you got this, and I'll see you on the next one.